Ohio, we're headed to Incarceration Music and Tattoo Festival, featuring 3 stacked nights of rock and metal with your headliners Korn, Breaking Benjamin, and Disturbed. Support Rockfeed. Get your tickets at the link in the description, and we'll see you at Incarceration. Slipknot recorded their 3rd album, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, in Los Angeles in 2003, and it was a very different recording experience for the band, namely because they rented out the mansion in Laurel Canyon in Los Angeles, known to be a very interesting place when it comes to the paranormal. And now in a new interview with legendary horror actor Doug Bradley, you know him among other things as playing Pinhead in the legendary film, Corey spoke about experiencing the paranormal with some of his bandmates during the recording process of that album.
I know you say that you had supernatural experiences as a boy, and then some of that feeds into when you were making, I think, the 3rd album.
Yeah, that was definitely a confluence of holy shit.
I think you and I are to some extent on the same page here, and Steph as well, because stuff that happens that's real and incontrovertible, but we are both atheists, so we don't necessarily plant it at the door of proof of heaven or hell or life after death.
Right. And that's why I wrote the book. I was the same way. Like, I'm like, I don't buy into religion. I don't buy into any of that stuff. And yet these things were happening. And I was seeing it, I was experiencing it, and I was like, well, what is this? You know? And so to me, the book was my way of kind of doing my own research and trying to figure it out, and really trying to get a better grasp of what that energy is, you know, like how could this, you know, how does this energy not only, you know, hang, because we all know there are bundles of energy everywhere, you know, not necessarily, you know, bundles of souls, but there are just pockets of energy all over the planet.
And was that very much brought into focus by experiences while you were in the mansion making the 3rd album?
It was definitely something I was like, someday I'm going to put this in a book. Like, I definitely got to talk about this because it was so much.
Was it aural or physical objects moving around, or how was whatever it was manifesting?
Oh, it was, I mean, there were physical manifestations. There was also a lot of weirdness going on with certain electronics in the rooms. There were audible manifestations that were going on, and it wasn't just me. There was some of the guys in the band were experiencing things as well. They were seeing things walk through their rooms into rooms that didn't exist.
You'd have been minus a band member.
Gotta go.
See ya.
Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah, it was a lot. It was very intense.
And did the mansion have a reputation prior to you being there and subsequently, or was
it was definitely
you guys?
No, I mean, we didn't help matters. I tell you that much.
Piss them off, probably.
A lot of the bands who recorded there, going way back, going to back into the 80s, had talked about things going on in that place. So by the time we got there, it was very well documented. Like, it was a lot. There was so much available to kind of look at, and we were like, you know, okay, well, maybe we'll see something. But we had no idea we would experience things like that.
This is a very interesting discussion. You can see the full interview. It's more than an hour and a half on the channel at the link in the description. Now, what do you think? If you experienced the paranormal, let us know in the comments down below. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future stories. Check out the recommended videos on your screen and visit rockfeed.net for more.